Hey, good afternoon. Welcome to this Tuesday edition of the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thank you very, very much. Can't thank you enough for being part of this, either live or later on via podcasting. Thank you, thank you, thank you. On our 32nd day together, our 7th week on this 24th day of March 2015. And our verse of the day will start off as we always do, Romans 8:27 and 28. Love me, and I will see to it that all things work together for your good. For I know the mind of my spirit. I am constantly interceding for you according to my will. Love me, and I will see to it that all things work together for your good. For I know the mind of my spirit. I am constantly interceding, running interference for you according to my will. That is the verse and verse for the day. And the cross up here on the wall that we point to each and every show. This show is dedicated to the man who hung on the cross to die for us, who gave us and gives us hope in a lost, dying world. Good afternoon, Horace. How are you?
I'm doing good there, Sasquatch.
We've got a full show again today. We've got folks lined up ready to go. Daniel Manget from Milligan, his weekly Milligan College update. Also, Josh Kite will join us later on, the athletic director from Crockett. See what's going on in the land of the Pioneers, having a great spring sports season. We'll talk to Josh coming up a little bit later on. Richard Isaacs will join us from Vito's. Vito's going to be open for about another week. A week from today, they'll shut her down. And Richardson, we want to promote Vito's right down to the end, so we'll do that today. They're going to be closing, unfortunately, so he'll join us for the quiz show coming up here in a little while. Lots going on in the world of sports. Me, oh my, we'll start. We're going to be talking about some NASCAR news coming up here in a minute. Tennessee football starts spring practice today. High school baseball and softball. I'll tell you who did what yesterday on a beautiful day for sports here in the region. Also some news out of the NFL. Watch what I'm telling you. Watch what I'm telling you. The man's going to end up right here. You hide and watch. Adrian Peterson. We'll talk about that coming up in a few minutes. We've got a story that he doesn't want.
You're still pumping your team, aren't you?
What?
You're still pumping that team.
Oh, absolutely.
Everybody you say is going there has gone somewhere else.
Win, lose, or tie, I'm a Raider till I die. And Peterson's going to go to the Raiders. You wait and see. We got that story coming up later in the show. Lady Vols last night. Did you watch any of it down in Knoxville?
I watched it.
Yeah. How'd they do, in your humble opinion? I know they won, but
well, they struggled there at the end to keep that lead. They let Pitt come back on them, but I think the fans had a viable argument against the officiating.
Really?
Oh yeah, Pitt was just hacking them, beating them to death, and then Tennessee would touch them.
Ticky-tacks?
Oh yeah. I mean, there were some blatant fouls that weren't called.
Tennessee, 28-5, number 2 seed. Again, they'll go and play Gonzaga, the number 11 seed, which have scored upsets over number 6 George Washington, and number 3 Oregon State to earn a playing in their home city. So Spokane, Washington, Spokane is what I've always heard it called. So
That's
Spokane.
How we call it in the South.
There we go. They're going to Spokane or Spoken.
Spoken.
Going yonder to Spoken to play. You got that. Number 2 seed, 28-5 Tennessee. Gonzaga, the number 11 seed, 27-6. Bashara Graves, again, 20 points, 20-plus points. And, 14 boards at a double-double, 4 Lady Vols in double digits. So, again, they win 77-67. Only 5,700 people at Thompson Bowling Arena. I'm surprised. They normally draw double digits, particularly in tournament time. So
yeah, I was surprised, too.
Yeah.
But they were vocal.
Yeah.
I mean, you could hear them.
Yeah, but I would think 5,000 that place is be like putting 20,000 at Bristol Motor Speedway, just not very many people. So, anyway, the ones that did go watched them win and win, obviously, a 10-point win over the Lady Panthers from Pitt, and they finished their season at 20-12. So, Lady Vols move on, and they'll play later on this week against the Lady Bulldogs of Gonzaga. I've heard that Gonzaga again and Gonzaga, so I'm going to go with Z-A-G, Zag, which is the second part of the name, Gonzaga. I'm going to go Gonzaga. But I've also heard of Gonzaga, some of the guys on TV.
That's how I always said it.
Gonzaga?
Yeah.
Not Zaga? Zaga? Zaga. Okay. Anyway,
like
they're
tomato
playing.
versus tomato. I mean, who cares?
Yeah, there you go. All right, so my man yesterday, he was furious Sunday at church. He was furious yesterday. And now there are other folks.
I'm not alone.
You're not the Lone Ranger. This story out of the Kingsport Times-News. Again, we'll credit Jenna Fryer, the AP Auto Racing writer. Here is part of her story. And for all the transparency that NASCAR is now promoting, there was no explanation available Monday that would satisfy conspiracy theorists convinced that the sanctioning body is able and willing to manipulate races. That's pretty strong there. That is pretty strong.
I'm right there with them.
It didn't help that Kurt Busch, who had been closing in on taking the white flag that would almost have sealed the win, muttered WWE on his team radio when a debris caution slowed his pace. A reference was apparently likening NASCAR to scripted television wrestling. Whoo!
Yes, sir.
This lady's ripping them here.
Yes, sir.
One had to wonder if there was any truth to Bush's gripe. Here we go. Since Fox Sports did not show the actual debris on 2 of the final 3 cautions, no visible evidence was presented in NASCAR's defense. Here it is. So here we are. Here's where it stands now. This lady, Jenna Fryer, who writes the AP for the AP Auto Racing writer, says a fan base that by nature is largely distrusting of NASCAR now seems to believe series officials conspired to keep Kurt Busch out of victory lane. Why would they do that? Story says because Busch, 2 races removed from a NASCAR suspension for an alleged domestic assault on his ex-girlfriend.
Bad PR, they thought.
Yeah. When fans use social media to vent that NASCAR simply would not stand for Busch to win in his second race back, and those debris cautions were used as roadblocks on Busch's route to victory, and NASCAR Executive Vice President Steve O'Donnell says, and I quote, "That is a preposterous allegation."
Yep.
It's a number on a race car in NASCAR. We reinstated Busch. We made him eligible for the championship competition. It's another car out on the track. So,
baloney.
So
I don't believe a word of it.
Now, she goes on to say, here's the problem for NASCAR. Its television partner does them no favors whatsoever when the debris is not shown on camera. If viewers don't see it with their own eyes, and they will believe only what they want to believe, it's what Dave Angie said yesterday when we talked to him at the Times News. So,
well, NASCAR could have easily nipped it in the bud by showing the debris or saying this is what was on the track, and they haven't said a word. They've kept their mouth shut. Why? Because they have nothing to say. They can't say anything. They made a call, and they have to live with it.
More times than not, she says, the fan at home does not believe NASCAR. So there's no amount of transparency or electronic rule books or improved pit road officiating that can ever undo this overwhelming belief that NASCAR can do anything it wants to any competitor at any given time.
And that's going to affect ticket sales.
You better believe it.
I mean, I'm one of them. I mean, I used to be a big fan of NASCAR. Big fan. Religious. Watched it every week.
Yeah.
And it's become such a debacle that, I've lost interest.
Stay with me. Don't go. Stay with me.
I'm with you.
Okay, stay with me. It's going to be good. It'll be all right. They're going to get this fixed, I guess. I don't know.
You knocking on wood somewhere?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, wait a minute. So, anyway, she made some great points, and as we talked about yesterday, and again we're pounding this, but this is a big sport, big race, a lot of money at stake, a lot of sponsorship dollars, lots of things. The old ripple effect, throw that rock in the pond, and it ripples in a lot of different directions. But bottom line is, you want folks to pay the ticket price to go watch the races, knowing and hoping. This is the second time. Remember, we went back to which race did we have where they all got pulled off and couldn't qualify because they all
was it the weather related?
Was it Atlanta? No, remember they couldn't get through inspection in time.
Oh, that's right.
So they parked them, wouldn't let them qualify. So all the fans showed up for pole day, and they couldn't see their stars. So that's one, but this is a whole lot worse, obviously. This is major, big time, because, again, you said it Sunday at church, Sunday evening when you're ranting and raving, and you're right. You said it yesterday, and you're right. Dave Angie said it, and he was right, and I'm right. Even now, if you got all this – out there 2 days after the race, then come clean, say, well, okay, what's the big ruckus? Here it is, and they show the picture. But there is no picture.
No.
Or they'd have shown it then.
Don't even have the debris to show.
No, they have no debris, apparently. Now, again, the second caution, as we said yesterday, Kyle Larson's bumper, I saw it bouncing down the speedway.
That was
I got
obvious.
no problem with that one. But when you're up 7 car lengths, the guy that's leading the race clearly has the best car, and they throw a caution that nobody can explain, still can't explain 2 days later.
And they still haven't explained why they waited to throw the caution on that final lap when, was it Biffle spinning around down the backstretch, and they didn't throw the caution until someone made a pass, and then they threw the caution. So I'm telling you, that's exactly what they were doing. They did not want Busch to win the race, period. Yeah. So, and I say, and I hate it for tracks like Bristol, because Bristol still attracts the fans. Yeah. That is a great place to go watch a race. I love going to watch a race at Bristol. Politics aside, that's a fun trip.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? So, I mean, Bristol is there. And unfortunately, this kind of stuff overshadows that. And I'm telling you, just as a fan in general, it's disheartening. It really is.
You stepped out on the back porch here Sunday night, and what did you yell at me when I was standing in the yard listening to that?
I hate NASCAR.
I hate NASCAR. And I'm going, okay, go back inside where people hear you. I hate NASCAR. So, anyway, that's the latest. All this coming out of the article by Jenna Fryer, the AP Auto Racing writer. And, she takes NASCAR to the woodshed. And, again, some of the questions he raises are legitimate. And we go back to it again. Why were they not, we weren't shown, or even explained to on the radio, the audio portion of the debris? Nothing was ever said. So if they think they're losing trust in the fan base,
they are.
I would think to a certain degree they've earned it because they got it. Yeah. But they're not going to. They would have already said something about it. So they're moving on to Martinsville. We are too. They're going to the Paper Clips, what they call the track in Martinsville, Virginia. Tom Taylor Sports Show, thank you for being with us. Coming up, we'll check in with Richard Isaacs on the quiz show. Also, we got coming up Daniel Manget from Milligan College, Josh Kite from Crockett. Also, we want to tell you about Tennessee football starting practice today. Now, I'm going to go against the grain here, and I'm sure I may hear about this, but I think the guy's making excuses already. What do you think?
Yeah.
Butch Jones.
Well, I think he's just trying to lay the foundation for what might be a season that's not going to live up to the same expectations that people want.
Yes.
So I just basically think, hey, he's still saying we got lots of work to do.
Yeah. Right.
And we need more players to get the work done.
Uh-huh.
And when you got players that are on the sidelines because of injury or for whatever reason, you can't go out there and make the fans happy. So
this is what he says getting ready to start today. Jones said there's a night and day difference between the mood of the program heading into its first spring practice in 2013 and a brighter atmosphere heading into this spring, his third season in Tennessee. But the effects of a few injuries are evidence of how far the program still needs to progress. And I quote, I think it's a snapshot of where we are as a football program in terms of depth. We're not there yet. We're still a couple of recruiting classes away. Says the Vols will be in much better shape August when most of the freshman class gets to campus and injured players get healthy. So 9 players will be out for the entirety of spring practice. All of them are expected to be healthy by the start of preseason practice. So point being, they're going to get creative, rearrange, put you at tight end, put you at quarterback, put Horace somewhere and kind of play around, tinker, and experiment. So
still a lot of time before that first snap in August. But, I You've got to admire the guy, though. He will get the job done. He sees the big picture, not what's in front of him, and he's striving to get to that big show. And I think he's taking the right steps. So
some of the national sports writers have even suggested Tennessee could be a dark horse candidate for a New Year's Six bowl game or even a college football playoff spot. I think that's a little bit of a stretch.
Yeah, I think 2016, that beginning of that season, I think that's when it's going to show what he's done.
And that, of course, will be when they're in.
Oh, that's right.
They'll be in Bristol next year. Yeah, the Battle of Bristol. And so
that could have some big ramifications for the whole season.
How big?
Big.
Big. There you go. Speaking of Bristol, the open house coming up on Saturday. Get a chance to get up there and hang out with the folks at BMS. It's all free at Bristol Motor Speedway's open house on Saturday. There's going to be the inflatables for the kids, folks, and the Birthplace of Country Music Alliance going to be there. Also, if you have any ticket to any of the spring races, get a chance to take your vehicle and get up and drive on the track. Also, at the Dragway will be street fights from noon till 7 on Saturday. Now, it does cost to get in and watch that at the Dragway. $5 to watch and $10 to take your vehicle in and race. Also, there's going to be hot dogs served there at Bristol Motor Speedway, so should be a lot of fun. We'll be there on Saturday emceeing the event. So the open house on Saturday from noon till 3 at Bristol Motor Speedway. And it's a chance to say thanks to the fans and be all kinds of things going on there this coming Saturday and some door prizes and different things, I understand. So we'll be there and having a big time from noon till 3 on Saturday. Maybe a little cool. I'm supposed to be back down to the 40s by Saturday, but hey, beat snow and 9 below, baby.
Well, it's still hard to believe it's going to be highs in the 40s, lows in the 20s.
Yeah.
Nasty weather this weekend. I mean, you go outside right now, and it's awesome.
Yeah. Snow and 9 below. It ain't going to be that, though, so I can live with whatever it's got because that was cold, cold, cold that day.
All I can say is my peach tree, if it starts to show blooms and it loses them, I'm going to cut it down. It needs to hold off.
Really?
Yes. I've done been out in the backyard and told it. Said, you wait another week, big guy.
You told your peach tree not
I
to
told
bloom.
my peach tree, you better not lose peaches again this year.
That explains everything about my friend over here. You've talked to your peach tree and
said. You talk
said,
to plants, you can talk to a tree.
There you go. You told the tree to back off.
I said, yeah, I threatened him. I says, back off, buddy, and you better give me some peaches this year or I'm going to cut you down.
How you know it's not a her tree?
It makes no difference to me. It's a tree.
Tree. Well, you said you told him, so.
Well, whatever.
So, but either way, you told him,
her,
it.
I told it.
Not to sprout out.
Not to sprout out till after that final freeze.
2 questions to follow up. Did you have anything on this Tom Taylor Sports Show? And then did the neighbors hear you out there talking, giving instructions to the tree?
Well, there were lawnmowers all around, so
probably
nobody heard it. But they may have seen me out there shaking my finger at
Pointing at the tree, shaking at the Don't you bloom early. Because if you do, Daddy's going to cut you down.
You got it.
That's a country song. Don't you bloom early, baby, because Daddy's going to cut you down.
That would have dry out and go in the smoker, big guy.
Well, you know what?
You have it somehow.
I can see you doing this, just out there giving it the once over to that tree. I love it. Laws of mercy. All right. It is the Tom Taylor Sports Show coming up. We'll run down what happened yesterday in high school baseball and softball. Also got some NFL news right around the corner. That, of course, will tell you all about what's happening in the National Football League involving the blackout, television game blackouts. There's been a change there. Also some personnel changes, and also the Pro Bowl. Looks like they may be going overseas for the Pro Bowl. So,
they're trying everything under the sun. It's not going to work.
No, there's no interest, very little interest. I guess they're going to try and take it out of the country, see if somebody.
When it means something,
there you go.
It'll come back. Yeah. But it doesn't mean a thing.
Yeah, there you go. So, all that straight ahead again right here on this Tuesday edition. Come back with us, and you do, and we appreciate that right here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
It's not just a race, it's the place. A place to set up a tent, park the RV, and start emptying the cooler. A place to fire up the grill in the Tennessee hills and take in the best short track racing in NASCAR. The place is the last great Coliseum, Bristol Motor Speedway. Hope you'll join us on April 19th for the Food City 500. Call 423-BRISTOL or visit bristoltix.com. It's not just a place.
It's Bristol, baby!
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
At Farmers, we make you smarter about insurance because what you don't know can hurt you. What if you didn't know that it's smart to replace washing machine hoses every 5 years? What if you didn't know that you might need extra coverage for more expensive items? And what if you didn't know that teen drivers are 4 times more likely to get into an accident? So, the more you know, the better you can plan for what's ahead. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are Farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show again on this Tuesday, 3/24/15, our 32nd day of fun and frolic. Thank you for being with us. One of our great sponsors, the good folks from Max Medicine Mart. We'll have Dr. Walton on tomorrow. If you're out and about and you are, walking, running, doing something, get a little hitch in your giddy up, you would want to stop by. They got some great creams and different things to take care of sore muscles. Or if you're out there, and I know last week I grabbed a saw and sawed a couple of trees down that about big around my arm, and I thought, Woke up next day and thought, them muscles I ain't worked for a while. So, but I'm okay because I'm tougher than a pine knot. I'm a hillbilly from West Virginia. But if you if I'd have gotten hurt, needed a splint or a brace of some sort, then more than likely I would have went over there and seen what he has for me. Again, at Max Medicine Mart, got a full line of braces and splints to take care of you. And also the Good Food Grocery part of the Max Medicine Mart complex, the health food store, they've got a great selection of sports bars. They've got a great selection of water, all about drinking water. Drink water all the time. Went out and had lunch today and drank, I guess it's 5 glasses of water. Love water. You like water?
Oh.
It's all.
There we go. Yeah, I've lost 25 pounds going to water and unsweet tea.
There you go. My man is getting ripped and buffed.
Yeah, ripped and buffed.
Or buffied and rippied or whatever you call it. What is it you call it when you're getting in shape? Rip
I
and
don't
buff?
know. Don't matter. I'm still a long way from it. But I've started the journey.
He's on the road. It's a long road that it is, but he is on the road. So anyway, they sell a lot of water. And as he's told us many, many times, of course, summertime, springtime, big time to stay hydrated. And so also, if you go there and eat, as we said, some snack food, got some great healthy snack foods as well. We'll have Dr. Walton tell you all about that tomorrow. And, of course, this month it's the Now product line. And you've got, right at a week. Hard to believe. This is a week from today will be the last day of the month. So you have a week to get 20% off and save 20% off on all the Now products at Max Medicine Mart in Kingsport there on Center Street, open 7 days a week. All right, let's see what's happening in high school baseball from yesterday and last night. Thanks to the Kingsport Times News and the Johnson City Press. Baseball, Science Hill beat Volunteer 10-0. Dobbins Minute rallied to beat Daniel Boone 6-5. Johnson County beat Sullivan North 10-6. Took 12 innings, but South stays undefeated. They beat Happy Valley 8-7. Sullivan East behind Hunter Stratton had, 10 strikeouts I read. Stratton for Sullivan East fanned 10. And East beat Unicoi County 2-0. In Southwest Virginia, Union beat Castlewood 20-2 in 5 innings. Today's baseball schedule: Gate City at South, Volunteer at Daniel Boone, Science Hill and Tennessee High. Dobbins Minute travels to Jonesboro to battle Crockett, and Sullivan North plays at Sullivan East in Tennessee. Baseball today in Virginia: Lebanon at Lehigh and Union at Castlewood. Now in softball, I got a couple more baseball scores too. We have from yesterday: North Green beat Hampton 12-1. South Green beat Cloudland 12-5. Now baseball today, again, we told you Tennessee High at Science Hill, Volunteer at Daniel Boone, Dobbins Minute at Crockett, Unicoi County at Happy Valley, Elizabethton plays at Johnson County, Sullivan North at Sullivan East, Gate City, as we mentioned, a 7 o'clock first pitch at South, University High at Unaka, North Green at Hampton, and Cloudland at South Green. Now in softball from yesterday, Crockett's ladies beat Science Hill 3-1. Crockett will have their athletic director on in a few minutes, or a little while, Josh Kite, and they, again, are having a heck of a run already in softball and in Crockett in baseball, the top half of the division right now in the standings. Crockett beat Science Hill 3-1. Johnson County's ladies beat University High 8-3. Greenville over Happy Valley 3-1. North Green's ladies beat Hampton 12-2. Chucky Doak's Lady Black Knights beat Elizabethton 6-2. And Unaka's Lady Rangers beat Eastside Virginia 6-4. Now today, your softball schedule looks like this. The ones that we know about, we're passing on to you, of course. Today you have Science Hill at Tennessee High. Sullivan Central's ladies, again, let's go and take care of that. Sullivan Central's ladies at Daniel Boone. Dobbins Minute's ladies at Volunteer. Johnson County plays at Elizabethton. Happy Valley's ladies home to Unicoi County. University High's ladies at South Green. And Cloudland at North Green today in girls high school softball. So that's the very latest. In soccer, let's pass those on to you. Today, soccer schedule: Crockett at Dobbins Minute, Volunteer at Tennessee High, and Kachia, the homeschool soccer players, in this case boys, will be at Daniel Boone tonight. So there's your high school schedule and get you up to speed on what's going on. And another great day for spring sports.
Oh, yeah.
Man, what a day for baseball. Get out there, watch it, and to play it. So busy schedule today in baseball and tennis and soccer and softball and track and field in the springtime for our high schools here in the region. All right, Lady Vols, Tennessee, Nike. Before Tennessee decided to phase out the Lady Volunteers nickname in all sports but women's basketball, Nike suggested that maintaining the nickname would be inconsistent with the athletic department's One Tennessee theme. Knoxville News Sentinel reporting that a line in a document of Nike's brand audit of Tennessee stated that continued use of Lady Volunteers further segments an athletic institution that is striving to be united as One Tennessee.
Oh, you telling me that Nike has stuck their nose into Tennessee's business and
Pretty much
told them to get rid of Lady Vols?
Yep. Tennessee announced in November all women's sports teams other than the basketball would be called the Volunteers starting in 2015 and 16. The move coincides with Tennessee adopting Nike as its apparel provider.
Well, you can't call a men's team Lady anything. So what's the big deal of calling a volleyball team, a swim team, or of course the basketball team? They got a great softball program. So they're the Lady Vols. What is offensive about that? And what does it?
I don't know.
Not you. I mean, come on.
Athletic Department spokesman Jimmy Stanton said Nike did not formally recommend phasing out the Lady Vols nickname. The school made that decision on its own. So
baloney. That Nike came in and says, we want to be your sponsor. This is what we're going to throw out to you, and if you want it, this is what we want.
This is what we would recommend.
You got it.
There you go.
There's no other way to look at it.
So now I guess everything but Lady Vols will be called Lady Volunteers. So the Lady Volunteer softball team, Lady Volunteer track team.
Well, I don't think they're going to – no, that's what I'm saying. I don't think they're going to put the word lady in anything except women's basketball.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and that's – and I'm sorry that's – what's the difference between Lady Vols and Lady Volunteers? You just string out the word.
All right, let me sure I read this right. Before Tennessee decided to phase out the Lady Volunteers nickname in all sports but women's basketball. So they're going to leave the Lady Vols, but everything else is going to be Volunteers.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's asinine.
Yeah.
I've lost a lot of respect for that AD.
Yeah. Where are the ladies that would rear up and say, I would think the ladies, the female populace, would be a little upset.
They're probably told them to have a dog in the hunt, so keep your mouth shut.
Well, I'm just talking about Tennessee fans in general. I mean,
so I don't think it's out there. I really don't think the ramifications and the impact. Now, Pat Head Summit, if she wasn't in the condition she's in, she would be leading the charge on that. But,
so everything but so if I'm reading this right, everything but Lady Vols basketball, everything else will be Volunteers.
You got it.
The Volunteer softball team, the Volunteer swim team.
Women.
There'll be no reference to ladies except for the basketball team.
You got it.
Wow. I didn't read it that way. So, wow. That's interesting. I don't get that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I don't understand it either.
What's the big fuss?
What is the reason behind? I mean, okay, you got the Lady Vols softball team, you got the Lady Vols basketball team, you got a Lady Vols swim team. What is offensive about that doesn't show unity?
Nike suggested that maintaining the nickname would be inconsistent with the athletic department's One Tennessee theme.
Bull.
I don't get that at all. Not in the least. So, again, if I was a lady, I'd be raising, as they say, raising Cain, raising a ruckus. Because you're right. What is the problem?
I'm with them.
Yeah, what's the problem? I want to call them the Lady Volunteer.
Money. I told you, it's all about the money.
Yeah, because Nike suggested it, and they are their apparel provider.
Yeah, see, they dumped Adidas. Nike's on board now, and that I guarantee you that had something to do with it.
Their argument may be, if you're talking about the men's track team, you just say the Volunteer men's track team.
It also saves a lot of money on Nike's expense when they don't have to print up uniforms and stuff and use the lady theme on it.
I don't know. Doesn't make any sense to me, but,
Well, it's that politically correct genre that is running amok.
All right. So that's what's happened down in Knoxville. But I'm like you. They didn't make this decision November, December, January, February, March. We're almost 4 months later. That's the first I've heard of it.
Oh, I heard about it back in the fall.
Well,
when they were considering it, and then I heard about it again, I think, after the first of the year.
Kind of went away, didn't it?
Yeah. When it officially was announced that Nike was taking over Adidas, that same story kind of broke. And that was back months ago. So I have a feeling this is still intertwined.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting down in the, I was going to say Lady Vol land, but just say down in Volunteer land. The One Tennessee theme. So there you go. I don't. To me, they're splitting hairs, getting a little petty and nitpicky to me. But
I'm telling you,
Nike is very apparent they are driving the bus here on this deal.
You got it.
And the school did that little disclaimer as well. We made that decision on its own. Well, why now? Because Nike suggested it. So there is something to it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they'd have made that decision 6 years ago or 4 years ago, whatever. But when Nike steps up and says, you probably need to make that change, okay, and we'll take the heat for it.
Yeah.
I don't know. So
saves us some money.
There you go. So it's all about the what?
That's all about the money.
There you go. Quick break. We'll be right back. Got the quiz show coming up on this Tuesday. Also, later on in the hour, we'll check in with Steve McCauley from the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. We are all about promoting that. Also, Daniel Manget will join us later on in the show from Milligan College, and also Josh Kite, the athletic director from Crockett, due to join us later on in the show, talking about. Yesterday we talked to Danny Good from Daniel Boone. Today we'll talk to Josh Kite from Crockett. Thursday, got Kerry Daniels lined up from Dobbins Minute. See what's going on in the Indian sports camp for the springtime. So these athletic directors like doing it. We do too, telling you what's going on around the area and the local sports teams in the high school. Say hello to the Apester today.
How you doing, Apester?
Talked to Wyman earlier this morning, and he has been in Churchill and Kingsport today running crazy with making quotes or giving quotes. Did he try to
stand an egg on its end?
No, he didn't. He had better things to do, I think is what he told me. That's what he said that. So making an obvious reference to Apester and I that, no, I had better things to do than try and put an egg on the side. But he did say that she, the Apester, has the questions for tomorrow's show last week ready to go. He said, I said, what do you think about tomorrow? He said, not a chance. You'll go 5 for 5. And I said, well, okay. I said, what's the chances you would give me the questions now? He said, not a chance. He said, I would die slow and painful. I said, it probably wouldn't be slow, but it would be painful.
It was quite entertaining last week. So
yeah, that's what she said. That's what she said. She loved watching me sit there and have that faraway look. The deer caught in headlight look. So, anyway, she'll be doing it tomorrow. That being the Elvis Quiz Show questions, she and Tommy from Bracken Paving. And coming up next, Richard Isaacs, who is having a birthday today. Do we sing happy birthday to him today or not?
You don't want me to sing happy birthday.
Well, me either, but it's the thought that counts. You want to do it like a two-part harmony? We can do like Brooks and Dunn, Tom and Horace. What do you think?
I'll think about it.
Now, I've seen you sing up on the church stage, on the podium, the platform, but not the podium, but on the platform. I've heard the boys sing, so you can sing. Do you want to sing it or not?
I'll think about it.
Quick break. We'll be right back. We'll see you on the quiz show again on this Tuesday. Come back with us on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
At Farmers, we make you smarter about your insurance because what you don't know can hurt you. What if you didn't know to update your coverage when adult children move home?
Oh, heck no.
Or that you could get coverage for identity theft through your homeowner's insurance.
And that your valuables can be covered by home insurance even when they're not at home. The more you know, the better you can plan for what's ahead. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
Life has its twists and turns. It can take many different shapes. But a good retirement plan changes with your life. And as we talk about what you're putting away and how much you'll need to retire, what was uncertain becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
Hey, Diet Mountain Dew driver Dale Earnhardt Jr. here. On April 19th, I'll be racing at Bristol Motor Speedway in the Food City 500. Tickets start at just $64, so call 423-BRISTOL or visit bristoltix.com today to see me and my Diet Mountain Dew team in Bristol. It's Bristol, baby.
There you go. It's Bristol, baby, the most popular driver in NASCAR on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We love it. Dale Earnhardt Jr., thanks to the Speedway, one of our great sponsors. And, well, he's having a birthday today where we batted around whether to sing to the boy. Our buddy Richard Isaacs with us on the phone. Happy 38th birthday, Richard. So,
hey, buddy, thank you. I appreciate that.
Now, do you want us to sing or do you not want us to sing? It's your call. We'll do it if you want. If not, we'll spare the embarrassment, but we'll do it if you want us to.
Let's pass on that,
Tom. Thank you, brother.
Yeah. That'd be about like me singing, buddy.
All right. Well, but the thought's there. It's a happy 38th birthday. Now, we got a few more days to promote Vito's. Unfortunately, you're going to have to close, and I hate that, but you're still open for about another week or so. Tell me about that.
Yeah, well, we'll be open till Sunday. This Sunday we'll be closing down. Not anything that we had planned on doing, but we were leasing our building, and the building was sold, and the new owners want to take possession of the building in April. So we're going to close down on the 29th. So if you want to come out and eat with us one more time, we sure would love to serve you again.
Absolutely.
I want to come by. Get you one last Vito's fix, you know. You got to have it.
Get one for the road, a Vito's fix. So you'll be open through the 31st, which is a week from today. Is that right?
Actually, the 29th on Sunday. We're going to close on Sunday.
We're not going to open
back up Monday and Tuesday. So we're just going to go ahead and close Sunday.
All right, so Sunday's the grand finale. So between now and then, get over there one more time to Vito's and enjoy some great food. And, of course, he also runs a great cabinetry shop. We'll be talking about that next week. So, again, Kingsport Cabinetry, and Richard does a fantastic job there, he and the staff. So, your brackets, do you fill out any brackets for the NCAA tournament, or how you doing so far?
Well, I was trying to, but I kind of lost track with all I had going. That's why I never send it in to you. So I've tried to look at it, but I don't think I would have done too well. Tom, how about you? How you doing?
I'm getting beat, so I'm down 1 to Horace. He leads me 34-33. So we got a little bet going. So right now I'm down 1, but there's still some basketball left to be played, and looks like Kentucky's going to be the team to beat, and they have been all year. So we'll see, but we're ready for the quiz show. Now we're going to be playing today for you're asking me, is that correct? Oh, yeah, I know you are. So
unless you want to ask me.
No, I'll get you in another week, but I'll let you go ahead and ask me today. I'm playing for Tiger Brooks, our buddy from I just went totally blank, Indian Springs Baptist Church. So our buddy Tiger, if you would, please play the quiz show music. There we go. All right. There you go. All right, time now with the quiz show. Again, if he wins, he'll get himself free oil change from American Import Auto Repair in Johnson's. We'll talk about those great folks coming up here in a few minutes. An all-day courtesy pass for the family to Bays Mountain Park. Everything will be free that day if he takes it and use it between now and the end of the year. And also get himself a free haircut from Cherokee Barbershop. And so, Richard, here we go, my friend. Give us a whirl. 5 questions, and the bell and buzzer are ready. And here we go. I'm playing for Tiger Brooks. Let's take it away.
Sounds good, buddy. I got you some Tennessee trivia today. I think you'll do well, okay? Let's go for it. Let's get Tiger some good prizes here.
All right, here we go.
Question number 1, Tennessee trivia. Kenny Chesney and Davy Crockett were both born in Tennessee. True or false?
Kenny Chesney and Davy Crockett both born in Tennessee. I would say that's false. Crockett was not born in Tennessee.
Oh, man. I thought I had some good ones here. Oh, that's true. Oh, man.
Right out of the bat. I love it.
Oh, come on, buddy.
Boy, do I feel like an idiot. All right, go ahead. I didn't think David Crockett.
Can I start emailing you the answer? Would that help?
Oh, I don't know what would help. I'm waiting for you guys to trick me.
Hey, Tom.
Yes.
What's just down the road here on the left on 11E?
Davy Crockett Birthplace State Park. I never even thought of it. Oh, how embarrassing.
Oh, man. Oh, my goodness. I'm so disappointed.
You're disappointed. I feel like an idiot. I forgot about that. His birthplace right 10 miles down the road.
I know. Come on, man. Hey, if they had a quiz show, come on, man, you would definitely be on it.
Yeah.
What a moron.
Like they do on ESPN for football. You need to be on the quiz show.
He needs to go on the gong shows. What he needs to go on.
What a moron. All right, let's go number 2. Man, oh, man, oh, man.
Okay. Tennessee is the home birthplace of 3 former presidents. True or false? Tennessee has birthed 3 presidents.
Andrew Jackson, Andrew Johnson, and James K. Polk, I'm going to go true.
You got it. You're trying to show out now. You're trying to name them. Good job.
Thank
That's
you.
True.
All right. Number 3.
All right. Number 3. Tennessee Ernie Ford was born in Kingsport, Tennessee. True or false?
False. Born in Bristol.
Good job, Tom.
There you go. All right.
All right.
2 for 3. Okay, go ahead.
The artist known as the Queen of Soul is Aretha Franklin. True or false?
That is false. It's Tina Turner.
Well, maybe they both are, but my answer says Aretha Franklin.
Okay. Well, see, I thought
he was also born in Memphis, Tennessee, so we're doing Tennessee trivia today. Okay.
Well,
all right. I want you to go out on a big woo right here, okay?
Yeah.
The wrestler known as the Nature Boy is Ric Flair. True or false?
Woo! That's true.
True. Yeah, give us a big Ric Flair woo.
Woo!
Woo!
Now,
well,
wait a minute.
What'd you go, 3 for 5?
3 for 5.
Yeah.
But wait a minute. Back to your previous question. I thought we were doing Tennessee trivia, and we are. But see, Tina Turner's from Nutbush, Tennessee. So I thought, well, all right. So
but she's not Queen of Soul. I'm sorry.
No, not the Queen of Soul. Okay. All right.
She's not the Queen of Soul. She might be from Nutbush, but she's the Queen of Soul.
Yeah, I know that now, Richard. Thanks.
and what? One day on your travels, why don't you swing by Davy Crockett?
That's
right. Why don't we go together? We'll take a picnic basket and we'll go to Davy Crockett Birthplace State Park.
I think Tom Taylor Productions needs to do it.
And we'll listen to a little bit of soul music.
There you go.
All right, Richard, you've reduced me to just a bumbling Yahoo over here. So thank you very much, Richard. I appreciate you. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you next week, all right?
Hey, I appreciate you guys. Have a great day. See you. Thank you.
All right. What were you going to say, Horace? What do you think we should do?
I think we need to go do a tourism video at Davy Crockett.
You know, the sad part is
you've done one.
I did one there last year with 220. Went down and shot some video for a tourism piece.
Oh, man. That was not a stupid question, by the way.
Oh, no, that was not. But it was certainly a stupid answer. I am so embarrassed. Oh, me, oh, my.
Oh,
that's terrible.
And tomorrow's going to be just as good.
Davy Crockett, I said, false. What was I thinking? The guy's birthplace is 10 miles down the road.
I know Kenny Chesney was born here. He went to ETSU.
Yeah, he's born in, Strawberry Plains, somewhere down there. I don't know. He's born in Tennessee. So, well, that was a fun segment. All right. So, let's see. Did somebody burn me up? Oh, yeah. Here we go. Let's see what they've said. The Apster's on me and Weinman's on me. And let's see. That a boy, Tom. Nice answer. Thank you, Tommy. And Apster says, bless your heart, I would be so embarrassed. Thank you, kids. God bless you both. So, yeah, I feel like a complete idiot. Davy Crockett. You enjoying this over there way too much.
I do.
Yeah, I'm over here down on the vine. Do you think my buddy's helping me? No. He's pouring it on. He's giggling and cackling, but I deserve it.
Well, that first question was, how can he miss this? Yeah. How can he not miss this?
I was thinking of the Alamo in Texas, and I'm thinking Davy Crockett. So, anyway, that's a quick show, and that went with a resounding thud here on this Tuesday. And then Wyman says, what do you say? Nice answer. That's my boy. That's good. That a boy, Tom. Nice answer. Thank you, Tommy. Bless your heart. So anyway, it's the Tom Taylor Sports Show, and let's see. Let's move on, get out of this, and see if I can save face. Let's talk about NFL news. We talked about the Adrian Peterson story. Now the Vikings want him. He don't want to go back. This is a guy got suspended for the I guess the child abuse, I guess is what you'd call it, where he was whipping his child excessively. And so now he doesn't want to go back to Minnesota. Vikings have welcomed him back, said, we'll take you back despite what you've done. We want you back in the fold. NFL, in essence, has cleared him of this and said he can go back, but he didn't want to go back. So what do you say? If you're
I mean, he's probably a little bitter. You know, I think the Vikings did what they had to do, okay, especially in light of all the controversy with the domestic violence issues. But now they didn't turn him away. I mean, completely. They said, and they've welcomed him back once the league said no. Or the judge said you're coming back. Whatever. But I mean, maybe he's just a little bit bitter. He says I don't want to start over.
Yeah.
I want to start somewhere else.
And where would you think he'd be? He'd look good in silver and black. I'm telling you.
You keep saying that.
I'm telling you.
Keep saying that.
They got money to spend, and they are still looking for a running back, although they went and got
but he's not going to go to the Super Bowl with the Raiders. So
we don't know that. I have the belief we'll be going to the Super Bowl next year.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Trent Richardson's going to take us to the Super Bowl, and now if we can get this guy,
we're going to have another payday on that one. We're going to.
He's the missing piece to the Super Bowl for the Raiders. So anyway, Adrian Peterson not going back to Minnesota. Now, can they sue? Can they force him to go back if he signed a contract? I mean, is there a clause you think that they can force him to come back?
Well, I'd say it all depends on the terms of his release. Now, if he was released by Minnesota based upon issues, I'm talking about the conduct that was unbecoming the corporation or whatever, that may have voided anything and everything. So to get him back, they may have to re-sign him.
Vikings officials reiterated that Peterson is under contract and expected to remain with the team. The comments from his agent, whose name is Ben Dogra, his comments, which come days after he refused a meeting with general manager Rick Spielman of the Vikings, suggest Peterson is digging in. He wants out. So when asked if he thought Peterson would return to Minnesota, he said in full, quote, this is his agent, I don't think it's in Adrian's best interest to play Minnesota. Why would it be? So moments later, the co-owner and president of the team, the Vikings, says, quote, the bottom line is Adrian is an important part of the Minnesota Vikings. He's represented us on and off the field. Wait a minute. Whoa. He's represented us on and off the field. Well, if that was the case, then why did you suspend him? Because apparently to the Vikings' liking till he got cleared of the charges, he did not represent them off the field well because they
This leads credence to why he's maybe a little bit bitter. Maybe he thought the Vikings should have stuck behind him a little bit more.
Yeah. We're getting ready for the 2015 season. We fully expect him to join his teammates and be a part of what we feel is going to be a great season ahead, end quote. And that's the Vikings co-owner and president, Mark Wilf, W-I-L-F. So I see both sides. Peterson says, I want out. I want new scenery, change. Vikings say, no, we signed you to big money 2 years ago in the contract. You're still in the contract. You're still a Minnesota Viking. You need to show up and play. So I don't know who wins that. Do we get into an arbitration or lawsuits or they just release him? I don't know how that goes. But anyway, Adrian Peterson not wanting to go back and play for the Minnesota Vikings, and I still say he would look good as a Raider, baby, because we're coming. We are coming down the track. You wait and see. You mark it down. The Raiders going to have a heck of a year this year.
I guarantee you that any team that wants him, though, if they're willing to fork out the money, Minnesota will let him go.
Think so?
Oh, yeah, if they come up with the cash.
It's all about the what?
It's all about the money.
So they'll begrudgingly cut him loose, take that check, and say, wish you well, and take that money, go get somebody else.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, the money, every time you turn around. So.
All right, so there you go. Pro Bowl. Nah, we talked about this earlier. Pro Bowl in the National Football League.
What's that? What is that?
That's the All-Star game of the National Football League.
They have one?
In the Johnson City Press today. Yes, they do. NFL is considering foreign sites for the Pro Bowl. Now, this year's game will be in Honolulu on January 31st and the Sunday before the Super Bowl. Beyond that, just about anywhere seems to be in play. Brazil, an area with a growing number of NFL fans as a possible host, is one of the ideas. Why would you go to Brazil? I mean,
fill the stands. They're not filling the stands now. Television revenue's not really there, so, why not go somewhere where at least they'll get some ticket sales?
All right, here's a question. Now we're on All-Star games, okay? Baseball, case in point, being Cincinnati this year. They rotate the sites amongst the cities where the teams are.
Okay.
All right?
Yep.
Only two that don't do this is NASCAR and the NFL. Major League Baseball does it. The NBA does it. They rotate to the cities where the teams are. Hockey. But the NFL stays, in this case, Honolulu.
Well, actually, it's not always in Honolulu anymore.
But they rotated. They're going back to
Phoenix
Honolulu.
Last year?
Yeah, there was somewhere. I don't know who. But it was somewhere stateside. Yeah, it didn't matter. Nobody came. Nobody watched it. So they don't, and NASCAR doesn't. And so I still maintain, and we got into this discussion last year, Dale Jarrett and I got into a discussion after I was interviewing him there at the Speedway, that he feels like they ought to rotate the All-Star race in NASCAR, and one of the sites that I'll be on a permanent rotating basis is
Bristol.
the number one short track is Bristol.
Oh, yeah.
And I agree with him 100%. Saturday night in May, Memorial Day weekend, a Saturday night in May in Bristol for the All-Star race, absolutely.
Yes.
And rotate it, but they don't. NASCAR doesn't, and the NFL doesn't. Now, why would you, if you're the NFL, why would you not put them in, make it worth something. Here we go. The team that wins the Super Bowl the following year, you get to host the Pro Bowl. So in this case, New England would have the week before the Super Bowl, they'd have it in Foxborough. You do it that way. And so the winning team, because what it does, it has to help your economy because the fans that do show up and the teams and the players, these guys come to the Pro Bowl. I would think, that could be one of them. You say, well, it doesn't mean anything. That could mean something financially to the city that wins the Super Bowl. Or go back and just rotate it like the Major League Baseball does. Cincinnati's getting ready to have it. They haven't had it for a while. They have it this year, the Major League All-Star Game, pouring lots of money into the economy. Tickets hard to come by. So rotate it. Why would you not rotate it in the cities where you play?
Yeah, I agree. Now NASCAR, well, first of all, the NFL, the Pro Bowl, means absolutely nothing except to the players that go.
All right, stop. Good points. But let me ask you this. Why does it not mean anything? Because the All-Star Game in Major League Baseball does. The hockey has a good turnout. It does. NBA, I know they didn't fill up Madison Square Garden this year.
No, NBA's got some fan issues there, too. But
there's a sweeping statement.
There you go.
Go ahead. All right.
Well, in NASCAR's defense, even though they don't rotate it, it does mean something to the drivers because there's a big payday. Okay. So they're out there giving it their best, and they always bring a car that they're not going to worry about, throwing into the wall because, that's not the car they're going to race, in the Coca-Cola 600. So that has a little bit of a meaning to it. All right. Football, NFL, it means absolutely nothing except to the players that go. They take their families. It's just a big vacation time for them.
Yeah.
Okay. And they don't even put their heart into it. I watched 2 minutes of it last year and turned it off because it was a joke.
In the NFL and that where they go, they got two guys picking teams now.
Yeah, they had former players, and they were having. They're trying to throw some little twists into it to try to generate some fan base. But it's not what it used to be.
But we had the story last week. Major League Baseball has grown to the point where now they got to vote online, no more paper votes. So why don't they let the fans vote for the players online for the NFL All-Star game?
I think to a certain extent, fans do have some input in that. But it means nothing. It's before the Super Bowl now. Yeah. So even the players that are going to the Super Bowl, they're not going to play in it because they don't want to get hurt. All right, take a chance. They're not going to do it. The players that are big name players that have that they just don't want to take the chance. So they don't. They just say, "Okay, well, I got elected to the Pro Bowl. Nah, I ain't going though. I've got better things to do." If it doesn't have any meaning, why go? It used to be a reward. At the end of the season, after the Super Bowl, the players that were elected, it used to be a reward, and at that point, if there was still some fan base, it was played in Honolulu, and people turned in for one more football game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, after the Super Bowl, they got to watch one more football game, but now it's just a mockery, and nobody wants to watch it, nobody wants to go. I could care less.
So what do you do with them? Do you eliminate them altogether? Because I know baseball's the same way. A lot of the guys, the big name players, don't go anymore. They're in the middle of the season. They don't want to get hurt going with that stretch run of the second half of the season. So, in defense of the NFL, Major League Baseball has guys that step aside too and don't play. The big name guys bow out of the All-Star game. So, do you just do away with them completely?
Well, in baseball, there's a little bit different scenario there. They still take it to different venues. Okay, so and there are still enough big name players that attract an audience. And it does have some meaning. The winning team gets to host the majority of the games in the World Series as far as home field advantage. So there is some merit to what the baseball does. NASCAR, again, there's a big payday and the notoriety that goes with it. And they've tweaked it some over the years to try to make it more interesting. So there's still a fan base for that. But, NFL, I'm sorry, they're in the cellar when it comes to All-Stars.
Well, to me, when they're getting ready to send it to possibly Brazil or someplace overseas, that's a last gasp because it's proven that stateside Americans don't care. And if it drums up some new fans around the world for the National Football League, I guess it'll.
It's American football played somewhere where soccer reigns, and they'll fill the stands to say, hey, let's watch this American football style. They don't know who the players are. They don't care. They just want to go watch it.
Yeah, if they can capture some international fan base, then I guess that would be good because it's not working here, and I don't know how you do it. Yeah, I thought, well, if you stop the season and have an automatic open date in the middle of the season for everybody, well, then you got the same scenario. You got guys that are getting ready for the second half of the stretch run of the football league, NFL I'm talking about. They want to get hurt and take a chance of getting hurt at the All-Star game in the middle of the season, so you can't put it there. If you put it before the Super Bowl, say they give you a week off, I would play it before the Super Bowl. I'd play it the week between the AFC and NFC championships and just make it mandatory that whoever's still standing in the Super Bowl, they don't play. Those teams don't play. You wouldn't want them to play. But everybody else should be, I don't know if you make it mandatory, but everybody else aside from the two teams in the Super Bowl, if you get picked or voted on, you need to be there. I don't know if you can force their hand or not.
It's hard, but it has to have meaning. I mean, if the game has no meaning whatsoever, then the fans aren't going to tune in.
Well, the money doesn't matter because they're getting – I shouldn't say it doesn't matter because they're getting paid and probably paid pretty good to be in the Pro Bowl. Nothing like the NASCAR guys for the All-Star race. But anyway, the argument is, the story is Pro Bowl looks like it may be going around the world and looks like maybe the first stop they're talking about Brazil, an area with growing number of NFL fans as a possible host, is one of the ideas being batted around to hold a lot of appeal for additional analysis. So Brazilian interest in the sport has ramped up in recent years, particularly in television viewership. So they're tracking TV viewers, and a lot of folks down there, I'm sure they're all watching the Raiders. I would think so. This guy's got good taste down there.
Well, you got to go overseas to find somebody that wants to watch them.
Oh, there you go.
There we go.
Thank you, Horace. That's very nice. So it's the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Again, our thought for the day is very simple. Again, from our buddy Larry Kaiser, from Larry Kaiser Nationwide Insurance at 282-1389. Here it is. Some people succeed because they're destined to. Most people succeed because they're determined to. Whew, I like that. Some people succeed because they're destined to. Most of us succeed because they're determined to. We are determined to be successful, right?
Well, I would like to be.
Yeah. No, we don't like to be. We are.
Well, we are determined, yeah, but I mean, I would like to be destined to.
Yeah. Let me read that one more time. That's good stuff. Some people succeed because they're destined to, but most people succeed because they're determined to. You know, when I batted this around with folks, and we're going to do a sports show on the internet, you're doing what? You're not doing local radio, so now we're doing the internet-based sports show. Well, it'll never work. Well, we're 32 days into it. We're in how many states? People's responded?
Well, 10 or 12 states.
10 or 12 states.
Listening in.
So we're podcasting on 2-3 different outlets.
Podcasting is the big thing, too.
Yeah.
So
we are determined to. This will be successful. It is being successful because he is behind it. So anyway, one more time. This is good. I like this. Let me read it to you one more time. The Larry Kaiser Nationwide Insurance thought for the day. Some people succeed because they are destined to. Most people succeed because they are determined to. How about that?
Yep.
So there you go. And that's the thought for the day. From Larry Kaiser Nationwide Insurance at 282-1389. The Smart Ride program is what they've got going on right now, rewarding drivers who always play it safe. We put members first because we don't have shareholders. The safer you drive, the higher the discount you can get, up to 30%. Again, with Nationwide, Nationwide is on your side. Again, Smart Ride giving you personalized feedback to help you make even safer driving decisions. Join this free 6-month program and start saving today by signing up. Get an instant 5% discount on your premium from Nationwide. Safe drivers cost less to insure. We want to pass those savings on to you, so call him. Find out how you can get part of the Safe Driver Smart Ride program at Nationwide at 282-1389. Again, our buddy Larry Kaiser, Nationwide Insurance, and he is based in Johnson City, but writes insurance all over the place. And so we've got insurance with him, and he does a very, very good job. I've been with him 14, 15 years, and so I'm tickled with what I get from Nationwide and my buddy Larry Kaiser, Nationwide Insurance, and you will too. Quick break. We'll be right back. When we come back, we'll be joined by Steve McCauley from the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Also later this hour, the next hour coming up, Daniel Manget from Milligan College and Josh Kite, the athletic director from Crockett High School. And we'll take a look at spring baseball. Our Red Legs, there again, we're getting deep into the season, preseason now, our spring training, and I'm not being wild with the Reds here. So Braves they're 9-12.
Now, the way you're talking about the Reds here, okay?
Yeah.
You don't have that same enthusiasm that you do with the Raiders.
No, I don't. You're exactly right.
What's going on here?
I just The Reds, I've watched them for 3 or 4 years. They have there's just no energy. These guys just go. I don't see any.
Raiders don't have any either.
Oh, yeah, they lead the league in penalties. They have energy. They're thugs. I like them. At least they go out there. If they can't beat you, they'll kick you or stomp you or spit on you or something. The Reds just kind of, I never see any, what's the word? No life. No, it's like, well, okay, we're playing. I don't see any of these guys stepping up and being vocal and getting jacked up. And, of course, I'm not around them, but what I see and what I hear, and I hear my man Marty on the radio saying, they're just kind of, he uses the word listless from time to time. So,
Yeah.
So, I'm not, and they're 6-6. You say, well, it's spring training. I go out every day to play. If I'm going to go play you in basketball, I'm going to kill you because I'm out there to win. I love you to death, do anything for you, but if I get on that floor, I've got one objective, whether it's a pickup game, whether it's spring training game, whether it's out in the yard playing with the kids. If I'm out there to play, I have one objective. Al Davis said it best: just win, baby. They're 6-6. That's 12 games. I want to be 12-0. I don't want to be 6-6. See, that's why these guys drive me nuts, because they can't play dead. They're 3-13 last year.
They don't have spring training to deal with.
See, just when I'm feeling good, you're like Lucy and Charlie Brown. Hold this, Tom. I'll hold you this time, baby. I'll hold this football for you. Come kick it. I'll be on your side. So I run, and you go, boop, pull it away again. Another. And then I blow the Davy Crockett thing over here. Is my man with me? No, he's leading the giggle charge, and he should have. So anyway, I'm not wild with the Reds. Braves are 9-12. What?
Yeah, well.
See, now, are you excited about that? You're not a Braves fan per se.
Well, I used to follow the Braves a lot. Okay, but then they started dishing out all their players.
There you go.
They got bought out by some other entity, and new ownership didn't carry on the traditions of the Braves, and things started to go south. And
everybody I talked to that's in the Braves camp this year says it's going to be a long season. Okay,
yeah,
and nobody's excited about them.
No.
There's no energy coming out of Atlanta. Well, you're 6-6 in spring training. That doesn't give me a lot of energy to go follow the Reds.
I don't know how well Toronto's going to do, but since they got Daniel Norris, they may start following them some. But I'm still going to be with the Reds, but, Toronto's going to be in the second seed, I think, this year. So,
as we go to the break, if you would, please check and see. It's about time for Norris, Dino, as you call him, to throw another round. Should be today or tomorrow. He's get another assignment.
I think Sanchez is pitching today, but I'll check.
And double check. All right, quick break. We'll be right back. Hour number 2 about to come at you again on this Tuesday on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
At Farmers, we make you smarter about your insurance, because what you don't know can hurt you. What if you didn't know that home insurance can keep your stuff covered even when it's not at home? Or that collisions with wildlife on the road may not be covered? And what if you didn't know you could be liable for any accidents on your property? The more you know, the better you can plan for what's ahead. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
It's not just a race, it's the place. A place to set up a tent, park the RV, and start emptying the cooler. A place to fire up the grill in the Tennessee hills and take in the best short track racing in NASCAR. The place is the last great Coliseum, Bristol Motor Speedway. Hope you'll join us on April 19th for the Food City 500. Call 423-BRISTOL or visit bristoltix.com. It's not just a place.
It's Bristol, baby!
good afternoon. Hour number 2 about to unfold on the Tom Taylor Sports Show on this Tuesday, day 32 of our Fun and Frolic on this 24th day of the month.
A place to set up a tent,
getting live stream right now around the world, livestream.com. Tom Taylor Sports Show. Then later on, you can check us out on podcast in iTunes, TuneIn Radio, YouTube. We're on YouTube. We're also on the Stitcher phone app and Stitcher.com. So any of those places, you can check us out. And you do, and we appreciate that very much. Again, TuneIn Radio is our biggie right now. We're getting a lot of folks coming in from TuneIn Radio.
Oops.
And, yeah, there you go. See? Now, did I climb you when you messed up?
I was checking. I want to make sure.
But did I climb you when you messed up? No, I did not. Thank you. When I mess up, he's on me like a duck on a June bug. But
I had too many things going at one time.
I understand. So still love you. All right, let's go to the phone. He's our buddy Steve McCauley from the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
Good afternoon, Tom. How are you doing?
Just fine, sir. Just fine. Want to check in with you. We're a big supporter of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. As we start this show every day, we tell folks unashamedly we dedicate this show to the man who hung on the cross for us and gives us hope in a lost and dying world. And you get a chance to deal with kids all across Northeast Tennessee with the FCA. Tell me about it.
Well, we do. We bring that message that you just talked about, the message of hope through Christ. And we do that through the 4 C's of FCA. The first one is coaches. Second, campus. Third, camps. And the fourth is community ministries. So we're in all of it. And anywhere there's sports and athletes and coaches, we are trying to get in there and spread the gospel and give out our Bibles, our God's Game Plan Bibles.
The myth may be today's kids don't care about that. They're not interested in spiritual things. They're this, they're that. You agree or disagree the kids are not receptive to hearing about the Lord?
Oh, I disagree. They are hungry. They are spiritually thirsty, and Jesus said that he's the living water, and if you drink of him, you'll never thirst again. And so we bring that living water to them through huddles, through team chapels, and through giving out the Bibles. In the last 12 months, we've given out almost 1,000 of the God's Game Plan Bibles in our region, and it's a blessing. It's a blessing to know that those are the seeds that are being planted, and God's Word says that the Holy Spirit does the watering and the increase. So we're just seed planters, and we're delighted that God's called us to do that. And we do discipleship and we do follow up, but we plant an awful lot of seeds for His glory. And so we just ask Him to water them and to bring those young hearts along through the mentorship of their coaches and team chaplains and volunteers. And God's doing amazing things. So yes, young people. All people need to hear the message of the cross, and it's fitting this Easter season that, it's all about the power of the resurrection. It was the death, the burial, but most importantly, the resurrection of the Lord Jesus Christ that gives us hope and gives us power to walk in every day.
Absolutely. Preach it, brother. Tom, Steve McCauley again from Fellowship of Christian Athletes. How many schools are you in, and how many kids, ballpark number of kids you will, quote-unquote, serve this year?
Including the community ministries, which are some travel ball teams and so forth. We're in about 50 club huddles on schools and travel teams, and serving, guesstimate, about 5,000 students in our region and coaches.
You mentioned, I was going to ask you mentioned one of the C's were coaches. How do you get coaches involved in FCA?
Well, we visit them. We send them text messages, encourage them, call them. We give them the coach's Bible. We send them to what we call our Coach's Timeout, which is coming up in April. If there's a coach listening right now and they want more information on that, they can go to fcatricities.org. That's our website, fcatricities.org, and call me or email me or look at the information on there. It's called Coach's Timeout. It's a couples coaches getaway. It's not just for married coaches, but we like to bring the spouses too, and it's a 3-day, 2-night getaway where we just pour into them with Pro Athletes Outreach and FCA partnership, and it's a great time, and that's coming up mid-April, and we still have a few spaces left, and we would love to sponsor a coach and their spouse to join us there.
We're talking to Steve again. You've got a buddy you're with today, you're traveling with. Introduce this young man. Let us talk to him for a second, can we?
I've got a legend with me in the car, and it's Larry Bible. And with a name like that, I'm not talking about Larry. I'm talking about Bible. He carries a lot of clout over here in Greene County and Greenville, and that's where I am today. I'm running around with Coach Larry Bible, and he's put his years in as a coach and a principal, and now he's joined the FCA staff now for over 3 years, and he's my sidekick in ministry, and he's a delight to be with. So I'm going to turn the phone over to him and and let him tell you about how God's working over here in Greenville and Greene County. Here's Larry Bible.
Thank you.
Hi, Tom. How you doing?
Hey, Coach. How you doing, sir? Everything good?
Doing great.
Tell me.
Beautiful day.
Beautiful day. Yep. Coach, tell me how many schools you're in right now in Greene County and how many kids you minister to there in Greene County.
Well, we have a chapter huddle sponsored in each school here, Tom. All 5 of the high schools. That's 4 Greene County schools and, of course, Greenville City High School. And we are actively on Tusculum campus. We just had a great revival on Tusculum campus in the last couple of years. And we have several of our middle school, elementary schools, K-8 schools that we're also active in. So we're doing seeing God work a great work here in Greene County.
You, of course, have coached it, as Steve alluded to. You've been around kids for many, many years. In your humble opinion, why do you think it's important for these kids to be exposed to the gospel and through the Fellowship of Christian Athletes?
Well, as you might know, Tom, I was actually an FCA sponsor at West Greene High School for 20 years, 20-plus years. And Coach Reese Bard and myself worked with FCA down there, and we used to tell folks that at times in a lot of kids' lives, we were the only church and the only Christ they saw through their school and through the sports and athletic teams. And a lot of kids, we take it for granted sometimes that everybody in this area goes to church and everybody in this area is involved in the church. That's not true. And through FCA, we can actually provide, a medium there to come to know Christ without being involved in a church, which a lot of kids aren't. And then after we see these kids come to know Christ, then we encourage them to get involved with a local church, any local church, just, after they've made that decision.
Great report, gentlemen. I know you guys are busy out there, again, going up and down the highway, so appreciate you and Steve very much. And, hey, we'll continue success. We'll talk to you guys again real soon, all right?
Okay. Thank you, Tom.
Yes, sir. Good man right there. Again, Steve McCauley and also Larry Bible with us from the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Go to the website at fcatricities.org, and that's a great thing. Of course, we support wholeheartedly the efforts of what they're trying to accomplish and are accomplishing with the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Coming up, we're going to check in with Daniel Manget from Milligan College. All right, here's the story. Let's see what you think about this one. I would think this will get you rolling. Got me rolling. I read this earlier today. That'd be you?
That's me. I'll get rid of it.
Is that your Dick Tracy phone over there?
That's my Dick Tracy phone. That's funny because that's my other phone didn't go off.
You got 2 phones.
Well, it's got its own number, too.
You have a phone on your arm. You have a phone over here. So you actually have a physical, literal phone and a phone on your watch, correct?
Yeah.
This is the man talks to his peach tree and says, don't bloom out yet. I'm going to cut you down. Daddy's going to cut you down. It's great. Oh, give me some taters. It's good. You just got to love the man, I'm telling you. All right, former University of Toledo basketball player. Former University of Toledo basketball player who accepted at least $3,000 from a gambler to miss shots and make other mistakes on purpose to throw the game, sentenced to probation and a decade-old point-shaving scandal. Sammy Villegas, the first of 7 former Rockets to be sentenced in this spring, including 3 ex-football players. Case handed down in federal court in Detroit, the hometown of 2 gamblers in the case, 60 miles north of the Ohio campus. He's now 32 years old, had faced as much as 30 months in prison but got a break. U.S. District Judge Mark Goldsmith followed the recommendation of prosecutors and ordered 3 years of probation and 100 hours of community service. What do you think about that now? This guy got paid $3,000 to miss shots on purpose, of course, to throw the game, and a decade-old point-shaving scandal. And so he said it was Assistant U.S. Attorney Lynn Helen said he was young, immature, deserves credit for helping investigators, made a mistake.
Okay. Now, we're talking about a college program here, right?
Yeah, wait a minute. He got $300 to $400 when he won a bet on a fixed Toledo game that he played for. 2006, he intentionally missed 2 free throws and tried to hold the ball to manipulate the final score of a 78-62 victory over Central Michigan. So.
Okay. here you got somebody who was caught red-handed in doing what he did, and he gets a slap on the wrist in a sense. Now he's tried to make amends. Don't get me wrong. But he got a slap on the wrist, and there's no big ramifications because this is a college program. He's not out there making money off who he was and what he did. Mm-hmm. You get someone like Mr. Pete Rose, who, although he did gamble, he did not gamble on his own team. He did not try to throw a ball game. He did not take efforts to manipulate a ball game. Yet he gets banned from baseball. Now, there's a big, wide gap and discrepancy there, if you ask me.
Yeah. So this guy gets caught missing free throws on purpose, holding the ball to manipulate the score, and gets probation. Now, it's been tied up in court for 10 years.
And it's nothing to him because, I mean, he's a nobody. I mean, he got caught. He's going to pay he had to pay the price in some form. But he has a, record now, criminal record.
Yeah.
But Pete Rose, I mean, I don't condone what he did, but he wasn't trying to beat the Cincinnati Reds. He wasn't trying to manipulate a ball game. I mean,
this guy misses 2 free throws on purpose. Got paid to do it.
Yeah.
Held the ball so he could manipulate the score and get the score to I guess, cover the spread for the bookies. So now we go back last month, the story of the girls basketball teams down in Middle Tennessee. What happened to them? Their coaches got suspended for next season. Now, that's not going to prison, but the program's going to suffer as a result of that because they're not going to be in the program, or may flourish because these guys. But this guy gets – see, I guess my deal is it's been tied up in court for 10 years. He's 32 years old now. It happened when he was 22. And they're just not getting around to making the decision today, and they're going to put him on probation.
Well, in that aspect, he was probably assisting the prosecution in locating who the gamblers were. And
he was.
The criminal investigation took 10 years to come to fruition.
Yeah.
So, and now it's his turn, and he's the last one. They're dealing with him. So.
But again, we go back to different strokes for different folks, and so Rose, and you make that comparison. But here's a kid who openly admitted under oath that he missed free throws on purpose to get money. And his attorney said, well, he was young, stupid, immature. Okay, but he threw the game. Yeah. And so he gets probation. Anyway, that's coming out today, and that's happened to the University of Toledo basketball player. This just in, Arizona State has fired their coach, Herb Sendek, after 9 seasons. He's gone. I like this. Says he had a short meeting with Arizona State Athletic Director Ray Anderson.
Meeting. Come in. You're fired. See you.
Anderson says, I have informed Herb Sendek that he will not be retained as the head men's basketball coach at Arizona State University. Has not been an easy decision for me. Tremendous asset at this university. He's 51 years old, and let's see, he 18-16 this season, beating UConn in the first round of the NIT before losing to the Richmond Spiders in the NIT. His coaching stint, 159 wins, 137 defeats at Arizona State, with 2 NCAA tournament appearances. And so he's out. He's only 51 years old. He's out as the man running the Arizona State men's basketball program. Also, another coaching news today. Let's throw this at you before we take a break. Get Daniel Manget on from Milligan. Former Georgia Tech star and NBA point guard Mark Price has been offered the UNC Charlotte job. He is currently an assistant in the NBA with the Charlotte Hornets. And so he would replace Alan Major, who parted ways with the school last week after 5 seasons, in which he took a pair of medical leave of absences. And so Major was 67-70, UNC Charlotte. And so former Georgia Tech star and NBA point guard Mark Price has been offered the Charlotte job, and he's been offered a 5-year deal and is mulling whether to accept it. And so the coaching carousel continues. No update yet on the Murray Bartow departure at East Tennessee State. Again, the names I keep hearing are the gentleman, the assistant of Wichita State, which they can't talk to him at this point, or they can talk to him, but they can't offer him a position because Wichita State, he's still on the bench. They're still in the, Sweet 16 at this point for the Shockers. And so he's one of the names being batted around. There's a couple of others, but I think he's the prominent name right now to be the new men's basketball coach at East Tennessee State University. Quick break. We'll be right back. We'll check in with Daniel Manget, the sports information director at Milligan College, on this Tuesday edition of the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
At Farmers, we make you smarter about your insurance because what you don't know can hurt you. What if you didn't know that home insurance can keep your stuff covered even when it's not at home? Or that collisions with wildlife on the road may not be covered? And what if you didn't know you could be liable for any accidents on your property? The more you know, the better you can plan for what's ahead. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show coming up, we'll check in with Josh Kite, the athletic director of Crockett High School, see what's going on in the land of the Pioneers in the spring sports season. Yesterday we had Danny Good of Daniel Boone. Thursday we got Kerry Daniels from Dobbins Minute. Right now we got my man Daniel Manget from Milligan College. He's literally at the field as we speak, covering the Lady Buff softball. Good afternoon, sir. How you doing?
Yeah, good afternoon. I'm out of the field and enjoying this weather for sure.
Are you soaking up the rays out there right now?
Trying to. I've got sleeves on, but maybe I'll roll them back.
Roll back the sleeves and slap on the suntan lotion. Tell me about the Milligan College Lady Buffs right now. What's going on with the softball team?
We're in the middle of a doubleheader right now. We're in game one. We had an early deficit. We were down 4-1. We've started to rally. It's the sixth inning now, and we're down 4-3. But we're coming up to bat, hoping to score some runs.
Who are we playing today?
Montreat College, our cross-town rival. Cross-state, I should say.
Yeah. We're talking to Daniel Manget now. I read where Wes Holly picked up a big win on the plateau level in his career. Tell me about that, the head coach of Milligan College.
Yeah, it was definitely a big story over the weekend. He won his 800th game on Saturday. And I was actually thinking about it earlier, how I don't think I've won 800 of anything. And he's gone and won 800 games here at Milligan, so obviously that's a big story for him. And we just hit a home run, I think, to tie it. Oh, no, that's a double. We got a runner in scoring position now.
There you go.
But yeah, Coach Henley, he's been here since, I guess, 1989, started the fast pitch program. And Saturday won his 800th game. It was a great win, great story for him.
Yeah, would that put him as the all-time winningest coach at Milligan softball?
Yes. He's definitely the all-time winningest coach. And in fact, I think he's the only coach of the fast pitch team. The teams that were before him were slow pitch, and so he's really the only Milligan coach that's gotten fast pitch wins.
So right now, going into this doubleheader, what is the Lady Buffs' record right now at Milligan?
They are 10-6 now. They won their 9th game on Saturday and then split a doubleheader yesterday, so they're 10-6. Still kind of competing at the top tier of the conference. I think they're 6-2 in the AAC, and still have a chance at winning the regular season for the conference.
So there's a chance I'm out there listening live on the live stream. There's a chance that they can still get out there and catch that second game today. Is that right?
Yes, we're. I believe we're in the bottom of the sixth now. If people are in Johnson City and can get over here in 20 or 30 minutes, they'd be able to catch the whole second game. It'd be a great day to come out here.
Yeah, catch some rays and got a concession stand, catch a little soda pop, and sit up in the stands and watch the game, right?
Definitely, absolutely.
Yeah. Tell me about baseball. We're talking to Daniel Manget, the sports information director of Milligan College, here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Switch gears. Tell me about the baseball team. What's going on there?
Baseball has, I think they're finally back into a little bit more of a routine. Last week they were pretty much slammed with games. I think by the weekend they had kind of run out of arms. But they're back into a routine where they're playing pretty much a 3-game series every weekend. And so they'll be home over the next 2 weekends, starting on Friday. they host Point back here at Anglin Field, and then the following weekend they'll be home against Bryan. So 2 conference matchups coming up.
So, again, the baseball team, I know we talked about Cody Campbell a couple of weeks ago being the athlete of the week in the conference. They've got a lot of you got a lot of local kids on the team, don't you?
Right. Cody, I believe, is Science Hill.
Yes.
And there's a few others, from Johnson City, from Elizabethton. I know Josh Peterson is another weekend starter who's originally from Elizabethton, went to Elizabethton High. So for sure, we do have a lot of local talent.
Now, for folks who may not know, you play both. Some teams don't. Some schools don't. You play. Both of your teams play games on the campus. There's fields on the campus, right?
Yes, and in fact, the baseball, softball fields are right next to each other. So when we have those split days, it's kind of a kill 2 birds with 1 stone. You can come down and catch both games.
Yep. We're talking again to Daniel Manget. I know you're covering this game. I won't keep you but another minute or two. But tell me about we saw in the paper today, young ladies moving over from Providence Academy to play basketball for Coach Aubrey and the Lady Buffs. Tell me about that.
Yeah, Mackenzie Trujillo is her name. She signed yesterday morning, just did all of her paperwork, and I had the chance to meet her family, kind of talk to them. They seem like great family, great fit for Milligan, and I know Coach Aubrey is excited about having her. She's another twin. Which will make it, I believe, 4 sets of twins with our women's basketball team, which is pretty outrageous, pretty crazy.
You have 4 sets of twins on the Milligan College Lady Buff basketball team?
Yes. Well, there's 2 currently and then 2 that have signed.
Wow.
So 2 sets, I mean.
Yeah.
So 4 total sets next year.
Boy, Coach Aubrey, I'd put name tags on them in practice, figure out who they are then. That's good. So, but
it would definitely help.
But that's,
I think once they all kind of get to know each other, it's easy for them. But then, and I guess I'm helped by having numbers on their jersey. It's an easy name tag for me.
We're talking to Daniel Manget. Before I let you go, obviously Coach Aubrey's out there recruiting right now. Coach Robinson, is this for Milligan College? Is this the time of year you can go out and sign recruits, obviously?
Yes, and he picked up somebody at the end of last week. Kaywood was the last name. I want to say his first name was Jordan, but they haven't. He signed all his paperwork, but they haven't had a formal ceremony for him yet. But that'll be coming soon here, probably this week.
Yeah, they're busy pounding the pavement. Of course, we get a little closer to the summer. Both of those coaches put on basketball camps. They're sure to promote that for Milligan College too. And both these gentlemen do a great job on the court, obviously off the court, working with the young people. Daniel, before I let you go, give me that website folks can go to and learn about Milligan sports all the time.
MilliganBuffs.com.
That easy.
Got all the news, all the schedules, rosters, everything everybody needs to know. MilliganBuffs.com.
You got it. Enjoy the Rays. If I get a chance, I may swing by there and check. When's that second game supposed to start today?
It'll start. They usually do about 20 minutes in between games. And again, we're in the bottom of the 6th now of a 7-inning game, game 1. So we'll probably be starting game 2 in 30 to 45 minutes. We'd love to catch you over here if you can make it.
There you go. I may come over and hang with you for a few minutes.
All right, come get us.
All right, take care. I appreciate you.
Thanks.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you very much. Our buddy Daniel Manget from Milligan College, the sports information director. You want to go watch some softball? I may go over and catch you. Get a little soda pop, sit up in the stands, and catch me some Rays and this pasty body of mine, and watch a little softball. Milligan College, Lady Buff softball. You in or not?
I don't know. My mistress is calling me this afternoon. I'm not sure. I may have to.
You can ride her over there.
See to her needs, and then I also need to make a run to Lowe's.
Okay.
Now, Mrs. V.
Right.
Has got a honeydew list, so I need to take care of that too. So I mean,
you ain't going.
I ain't going.
No. Your mistress is your motorcycle. What's her name? Sheila Faye? No, that's the boat.
That's the boat.
Boat, truck, Snow White. What's the name of the motorcycle? Unnamed?
That's just my mistress.
Your mistress?
Yeah.
His motorcycle.
She will remain unnamed. The mistress.
I can't keep up with it. His mistress is his motorcycle. His boat is Sheila Faye. His wife is Mrs. V. And his truck is Snow White. And he talks to his peach tree in the backyard. If you bloom early, Daddy's going to cut you down. I'm telling you, we could write a country song and go to Nashville. So, anyway.
They can take my life and make a country song out of it.
You said a mouthful there, yep. But we have a good time, no question. Thanks again, Daniel Manget from Milligan College, all about promoting these local athletes and student athletes. And so, Mackenzie Trujillo from Providence Academy in Johnson City, now a Milligan College Lady Buff for Coach Aubrey and the Milligan College Lady Buff basketball team. We will come right back. We'll track down our buddy Josh Kite, athletic director from Crockett High School, see what's happening in the land of the Pioneers on this Tuesday. Again, the top story, I guess, today, spring football practice cranks up at Tennessee. Of course, spring football practice continues. Got an update about that from East Tennessee State University folks later on this week on the show as the Bucks are going through their practice paces, and we'll find out what's the latest on the stadium. You know, we had that story last Friday that haven't heard any more about it, whether they're going to let them play up there at Kermit Tipton Stadium in Johnson City or not. The NCAA we're talking about in the Southern Conference having a problem letting ETSU play on a high school football field. Unfair advantage to the Science Hill students is what they're saying. As far as exposure, I still don't get that. I don't understand.
I don't either.
I don't understand how that could be any different than – I just don't get it. I mean, I don't know how that could be – you know, they're playing football. That doesn't mean they have to go up and hand a kid any kind of promotional material. I mean, that's – I don't understand how it could be undue favoritism to a student-athlete that's, you know, walking the halls of Science Hill. I don't get that. But I don't get a lot of things. I didn't get that Crockett was born in Tennessee earlier in the quiz show either, so – I still can't believe I blew that one. Missed Davy Crockett, born in Tennessee, true or false? And I said false. What was I thinking? Whoo! We'll take a quick break. I'm really upset with myself. That was pretty bad. I'll take a break. We'll be right back. We'll be coming back with Horace and Josh Kite due to join us next here on a Tuesday edition of the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
It's easy to buy insurance and forget about it. But the more you learn about your coverage, the more gaps you might find. Like how you thought you were covered for this.
Check it out, Mom.
When you're really only covered for this. Or how you figured you're covered for this when you're actually paying for this. You might be surprised at what's hiding in your coverage. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
See what might be hiding in your coverage at farmers.com/gaps.
It's not just a race, it's the place. A place to set up a tent, park the RV, and start emptying the cooler. A place to fire up the grill in the Tennessee hills and take in the best short track racing in NASCAR. The place is the last great Coliseum, Bristol Motor Speedway. Hope you'll join us on April 19th for the Food City 500. Call 423-BRISTOL or visit bristoltix.com. It's not just a place.
It's Bristol, baby!
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
Hey, Diet Mountain Dew driver Dale Earnhardt Jr. here. On April 19th, I'll be racing at Bristol Motor Speedway in the Food City 500. Tickets start at just $64, so call 423-BRISTOL or visit bristoltix.com today to see me and my Diet Mountain Dew team in Bristol. It's Bristol, baby.
There you go. It's Bristol, baby. It's getting closer. A day like today would be a great day to be to the track. Again, go to 423-BRISTOL or bristoltix.com. Let's go to the phone. He's our buddy, our athletic director, friend from Crockett High School, the Honorable Josh Kite. Good afternoon, sir. How you doing?
Tom, how you doing? I'm doing great. Just getting ready for a nice day of spring sports.
Got a big baseball game today. Science Hill's coming to town. Is that correct?
Absolutely. You know, we've been playing well here lately, and our pitching improved greatly. So I foresee a good matchup.
Well, let's start with baseball. Let's go around each sport and give a report again. Let's start with Coach Hagee and the Crockett baseball team. How are they doing right now?
Well, like I said, we got, baseball, our pitching has been phenomenal. Not for sure what our earned run average is, but it's got to be below 2 earned runs. We've had a lot of guys step up with Hargrave and, Chase. He's been out with a hamstring injury, but he's back. and we're looking really good. And I foresee I'm just going to go ahead and throw it on out there that we're going to push for that championship this year.
You're currently in first place tie with Dobyns-Bennett, who you'll play today at 6:00 again at Crockett Field. So should be a great ball game there on the baseball side of things. He was banged up early in the season. Some of his key players were hurt. Is that right?
Well, Chase, he's one of our aces for sure. I'm looking right now, and we got 3 aces on staff, but he's back. He's feeling better. We've had some guys stepped up. We've made time to hit them, and most importantly, when you're making defensive plays, makes the game go a lot smoother. And when you look up on that scoreboard, you usually get a victory. Our only loss this year was a Boone, which both pitchers threw one hitters, and just a phenomenal outing. But I foresee, like I said, another barn burner tonight, a low-scoring game, in my opinion.
We're talking to Josh Kite.
I was always, Tom, I was always a pitcher, though, so, of course, I'm always going to say 2-1, 3-2 games. That's what we like to see them.
Is there any truth to the old saying, good pitching will stop good hitting every day? Is that true?
Oh, absolutely. You know that. You make a good pitch, it's hard to hit.
There you go. We're talking to Josh Kite, the athletic director at Crockett. Switch gears. Tell me what's going on with the Lady Pioneer softball team right now.
Another big win last night. Beat Science still 3-1. Grindstaff, she pitched a wonderful game. She's pitched great all year. She's got 2 big wins against City Schools, DB, and Dobyns-Bennett and Science Hill. Of course, we had a tough loss to Volunteer, but, Volunteer has an outstanding pitcher. And I believe she's just a junior, so we're going to try to find out a way to hit her next time we see them. But like I said, we're at the top in pretty much every sport right now, and conference-wise, it's just a good feeling down here. Well, it's 65 degrees today. We're heating up.
Tell us about your soccer and your track and field right now, Crockett, and tennis teams.
I tell you what, we don't have a tennis team, but our soccer team, last year, Tom, our soccer team, we brought on Tori Head this year, who was and Tony Snap. Tony's been here a while, but we brought in Tori Head to help the girls, which she did a tremendous job. Tori was at Dobyns-Bennett, set all those records, went on to ETSU, set some records. I was fortunate enough to talk her into come down here and be a part of our program. She's actually doing a internship with me down here as basically our assistant AD, and she's done a remarkable job with those soccer players as well. I mean, we're losing last year to Elizabethton, 9-0, and then we played Elizabethton first this year. We lost 4-1. We were tied up, all the way until like the last 15, 20 minutes. But other than that, it's been great. When you're competing in 3-2 games, everybody's happy.
Absolutely. We're talking to Josh Kite, the athletic director of Crockett. So you look at your program. Football had a great year. Both basketball teams got into the regional, particularly for Marty Story and also for John Goods. Now your spring sports. So great out your athletic program right now so far this year. A, B, C, or D?
Go ahead. No, I lost you there, brother. I'm walking through the school here trying to find a good signal.
Great.
There?
Yeah, great out your program right now. A, B, C, or D for Crockett?
Oh, we're A. We're an A+. Hey, I know a lot of people look at that Coach T, but if you look at the percentages, we were in just about every sport in the bottom 10th percentile and everything, to now we're in the top 20 for every sport. So, we've got quality coaches down here, and most importantly, these kids are finally understanding, getting the feeling of winning. And then, what they say, Tom, I know you're big on that, winning can be contagious. Well, that's kind of what's happening down here right now. And, the kids are not settling for a moral victory. They want to see a W on the board. They want to go on and advance. And that's all you really can ask for, right now, these kids and coaching staff. And plus the camaraderie, with our coaches. They're working together. We conduct coaches meetings religiously now and work together to talk about athletes. And used to kind of down here, the coach, hey, you need to do this sport, and let's just go on about our business. But now the coach is, hey, I'm going to give a little and let you, I know you excel in this sport, so I'll work with the other coach here to just see what pans out for you. And that's just, it's building a lot of trust in our program.
Great report as always, our buddy Josh Kite, the athletic director from Crockett High School. I know you got a big day ahead of you, doing a lot of different things, so won't keep you, but we'll be talking to you again real soon. Thank you, my friend, and go Pioneers, all right?
Well, that's like I said, we got like I said, it'll be a good game. If you guys are 65 degrees and beautiful down there, if you want to come and watch a good baseball game, we got DB, and we got one of our main guys, Cole, on the mound. He's pitched great, so like I said, come on down.
I'll make him now get me a hamburger and a soda pop, sit up in the stands and watch it.
You know it, man. I tell you, I really appreciate all you're doing, and I'll say it before and I'll say it again, man. I want to see. I like watching those horror films. I want to see you talking real deep voice and scaring me with the trailer. So I'm ready to go to the movie and pay $14 to watch a movie with your voice on that trailer.
We'll see what'll happen. Stranger things have happened, my friend. I can tell you. So
yeah.
Hey, I'll talk to you soon.
Man.
I'll talk to you soon. All right.
All right. Thanks, Tom.
Yes, sir. Great job. Josh Kite, again, the athletic director at Crockett High School. And, man, you look at that. What a turnaround. They have been let's face it, they've been a doormat for many, many years in sports, not any longer. Football's had a great year, and with Coach Boskin, and, of course, you look at John Good in basketball on the boys' side, and Marty Story, former Buck player, got the Lady Pioneers into the regional on the girls' side, and now softball and baseball tops, and they're in the top of the conference anyway right now. Crockett at 2-1 in conference play in softball, and 3-1, trailing Dobbins-Bennett, who has a record of 4-1. They'll play each other coming up here at 6 o'clock tonight at Crockett. So a lot of good things happening right now down in the land of the Pioneers, and he's not going to take credit for this, but it changed when he got down there. This guy's, I mean, you can hear in his voice, he's upbeat, he's motivational, he's charismatic, and so he's got these kids and coaches and everybody buying into the Pioneer program, and it's working. I mean, they're having a good athletic season all the way around down at Crockett. So thanks again to Josh Kite, our athletic director friend who joined us there from Crockett High School.
They've been over backwards to help us with the Hardee's Classic.
Yes, he did.
That.
Yeah, we went down and live streamed the Hardee's Classic, and I talked to him the other day. He said, I've already got you in. I've already got a table for you for the Hardee's Classic. I said, Josh, it's November. He said, man, it'll be here before you know it. He said, I'm ready. I'm jacked up. I said, it's 8 months away. He said, we're ready, man. We got you set up, ready to go. Okay, so we're going back down to the Hardee's Classic live streaming. By the way, we got some ball games coming up. I'm going to ask you, you going to come out and help me doing ball games or not?
Well, I guess if Mrs. V hasn't got me doing anything.
We'll bring Mrs. V with you. Let her soak up some rays and sit out there, and she can listen to her man on her phone, and people can listen to it on the phone, correct?
Yeah. It's going to be audio only.
Yeah.
We'll do what we can.
Yeah. So we got some baseball coming up. We're going to start it either next week or the first week of April for a couple of games before we got to step aside for the Speedway commitments. But we're going to be doing some baseball starting early in the month of April, which is next week.
Yeah.
It's next week. I keep thinking it's 6 weeks away. It's next week when we start doing baseball. So must go get the old jetpack. You know what it's called? Jet something.
It's just a hotspot.
Hotspot. What'd I say? Jetpack.
Well, that's a brand. The Verizon Motorola Jetpack.
Hotspot's the folks in here on audio, right?
Well, it'll be the same thing we're doing now, except we just won't be any picture to it. It'll be the same.
Be audio and
live stream, but audio only.
Yeah. So we're going to go out and call some ball games, or I am, and if his honeydew list's not too long, he'll be out there some too. So looking forward to it. Now, baseball news. Two of the biggest brands in baseball have come together. The parent company of Wilson Sporting Goods acquiring the intellectual property of Louisville Slugger. Cost of the deal, $70 million. So Louisville Sluggers, of course, the baseball bat industry, and Wilson with the gloves and the different things with Wilson's. They have combined forces, and they've come together with a $70 million deal to acquire Wilson acquired Louisville Sluggers. So now, for whatever it's worth, and it may not be worth anything, people knowing that, but they will continue to make bats in Louisville, but do so exclusively for Wilson. So that factory is not going to shut down, which is good. And so Cincinnati Reds second baseman Brandon Phillips, Boston Red Sox second baseman Dustin Pedroia. I never get his name right. Pedroia, did I say it right? And
something like that.
No, Dustin Pedroia. There you go. New York Mets third baseman David Wright currently endorsed both Louisville Slugger bats and Wilson gloves. So anyway, they have acquired one with another, and now going to join forces, Louisville Slugger and Wilson Sporting Goods. So that's the very latest there in the baseball camp. You said Dino's not pitching today. Is that correct?
No, I'm looking at it right now. Toronto's up 4-1 on the Twins. Redmond started off, pitched 3 innings. Hendricks came in for an inning. Schultz an inning. Hines has been in for an inning. So, no, he's not been in the mix today.
All right. And the Phillies are blanking the Bravos in the bottom of the fifth. I've got 3-0 Phillies. So the Braves 9-12 and maybe heading off to their 13th defeat. So
Toronto's coming on strong here at the end of the spring season. So a lot of people thought preseason that Toronto might be in the race, to get to the pennant. So that's interesting. But then they lost their ace pitcher. So they may be reevaluating. But so far, spring training, they've held their own.
Think he'll make the team? You think
Norris?
Yeah,
I think there's a real good chance that he'll be in the starting roster. Yeah, at the very worst, I think he may be in the bullpen.
Yeah, I think he's in.
But he's a starting rotation type pitcher. That's what he's been primed for. So put him in the bullpen would be, well, let's just wait and see what happens kind of thing. But,
I think he's already made the team for sure. It's just a question of bullpen or starting pitcher.
Yeah.
So I think this next start, because you're getting ready to look down, opening day for a lot of these teams will be coming up next week. So
he went 5 2/3 innings the last time he pitched and only gave up a hit. So it bodes well if he can go out there and give them 4 solid innings even out of the bullpen. I think that bodes well for Dino.
I think this next start will be the make it or break it, whether he's a starter or a bullpen guy. So and you said he's not there today, so he's due to probably pitch tomorrow because he pitched one last Friday. And so Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, he should be out there tomorrow pitching, fifth day. So that'll be on tomorrow's show. All right, before we go to the break, got one more break to take, and we will tell you that NFL news, this just in, the Cleveland Browns met with NFL Films this week. Let it be known they would not volunteer to be featured on Hard Knocks. Part of the reason the team is aware the reality series filmed during training camp would bring increased scrutiny and attention to Johnny Manziel.
Give me a break. Increased attention to Johnny Manziel. Winston's got that covered right now. What do you mean?
Manziel presently in rehab, having entered a facility on January 28th. Coach says the team expects him to be present for the start of his off-season workouts on April the 20th. Said no definite date for Manziel's return has been set. Again, there you go. Because of the attention Manziel receives, the team obviously trying to be careful with him when he's back. Coach says he's far more concerned about Manziel as a person than Manziel as the player. So they are not going to participate in the Hard Knocks, the reality show with the National Football League. So
what kind of rehab's he in?
Now there we go. Everybody else has everything smeared across the pages and off TV and radio when they're in some kind of a situation like that. Not one word that I've heard about what Johnny Manziel is just in rehab for what?
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't injured that I'm aware of.
So where is he and what kind of rehab? And maybe it's out there. I've just never read it. And again, this story doesn't state it either. It says he's presently in rehab. It's all to say. Having entered a facility on January 28th. It says it should be back April the 20th, ready to go for off-season workouts. So
I'd like to know more about that story.
The Browns still could be forced to do the series, though it's clear that the team prefers that it not be the case. NFL Films would rather that a team volunteer for the show instead of being forced to do it. So they still could have to do it.
Now, I'll tell you what, there's a little behind the scenes little tidbit here. If he's in rehab and the NFL wants to do a Hard Knocks show and they're worried about the attention that Manziel is going to get, it very well could be that Manziel is in some sort of rehab, not football related, and that would be exposed during this production.
Oh, absolutely. That's what they're doing. They're covering him.
I will say this. If Cleveland is a part of this rehab and they mandated it and they sent him and they've helped him become a better person because of it, if it's just this, now we may be totally off. It may be some sort of elbow rehab. I don't know. But if it is other than football and he's in some sort of rehab situation and Cleveland is in on it, kudos to them for trying to get this kid under control. So, because, I mean, he was arrogant. I mean, it's like I can do no wrong. He's got that Winston syndrome, or he had it. Maybe Winston caught it from him.
You want to put Johnny Manziel over here, too?
Well, let's wait and see.
Yeah, I mean, is he on that I don't like list?
He's on the iffy list.
On the bubble?
He's on the bubble.
All right. Okay, so we'll hold off. But anyway, Manziel's in rehab, and you're right. Nothing's been said about him. Why are they protecting him? Anybody else, they've got it smeared where he's at, what he's doing.
That's the first I've heard of it. Now, if that's the first I've heard of it, then they've kept this under wraps.
Oh, he went on January 28th.
Yeah, and he went. Oh, yeah.
So we're talking almost 60 days. He's been in rehab,
that's not some injury rehab.
Oh no,
there's no way.
No. Oh no. It's my guess either alcohol or substance abuse would be my guess. I don't know what else. I guess
could be mental.
Could be mental. Could be. I know Arch Schleister went in for rehab for gambling. He had a gambling addiction, so I'm not sure. But no, he's been there since January 28th. And again, why do some guys get passes as far as exposing their problems, and some guys have everything put out there for everybody to read and hear? I mean, down to the gory details. And case in point, totally different situation. But Kurt Busch, everything he and she did was smeared across the pages, trained assassin, slapped her up against the wall. She did this, she did that. He did this, he did that. I mean, everything was exposed. What happened? Okay.
And he still got penalized for it last weekend.
Yeah. But on the flip side, you got this guy, Johnny Manziel, who goes into rehab on January 28th, and nothing has been said that I know of. And I kind of stay on top of things, what's happening. But and again, this story normally would say Manziel's presently rehab for ... So, but no, it just says he's in rehab. So, yeah, why they covered him, I don't know. But so anyway, the Browns say they're not going, unless they're forced to, they're not going to volunteer to be featured on the reality show that would be filmed during training camp called Hard Knocks. So there you go. Final break. We'll come right back here on the Tuesday edition of the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Right back after this.
It's not just a race. It's the place. A place to set up a tent, park the RV, and start emptying the cooler. A place to fire up the grill in the Tennessee hills and take in the best short track racing in NASCAR. The place is the last great Coliseum, Bristol Motor Speedway. Hope you'll join us on April 19th for the Food City 500. Call 423-BRISTOL or visit bristoltix.com. It's not just a place.
It's Bristol, baby!
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
Don't even get over there, gloat. Gloat.
Oh, the March Madness bracket scoreboard we were checking during the break. He leads 34-33. I'm afraid that's about to change. I counted all the little look up here on the old bracket. Everything that I'm still in on, I've got pink. And so we counted out of the 16 teams left in the Sweet 16, I got 12 teams still playing. So did you count yours? Let's see how many you got.
I haven't counted mine yet.
I can count yours right now for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You got 10 still playing. 10 out of 16. But I've got 2 advantages on you, and I'm down 1, so I'm like I'm odds here. So anyway, let's see who you picked in the pick'em panel. Let's see. East Regional, North Carolina State, Louisville. Who'd you take?
Hang on here. Here we go.
Yeah.
Now, say now in the East Regional.
Yeah. That NC State or Louisville. Who'd you take? You don't even have NC State.
I don't have. Well, I got Louisville. Well, no,
okay.
Wait. Yeah, I got Louisville playing Nova in the Sweet 16.
Yeah, well, Nova's.
But if Louisville wins, I don't care who they're playing. If they win, I've won that game.
All right. Michigan State, Oklahoma. Who'd you take there?
I've got Oklahoma playing against Virginia in that game, but Virginia's no longer in it.
Yeah. So I've got Louisville and I've got Oklahoma.
But I got neither one of those teams winning to go on. So I mean.
And I got Michigan State. I'm sorry, I got Michigan State and Louisville. South Regional, UCLA and Gonzaga.
I got Gonzaga still going, beating Iowa. Well, they were supposed to beat Iowa State, but whoever they're playing, I still got them going to the Elite Eight.
So the nickname game, I got the Bruins, which are Bears, UCLA, mauling the Bulldogs, which are Gonzaga. So I've got, I actually got Gonzaga beating the Bears. So I guess it's Bulldogs be a plural, be a pack of Bulldogs beating them. The Duke Blue Devils and the Utah Utes. Who do you have there?
I got Duke. I had Duke playing Georgetown, but I've got Duke going into the Elite Eight. So if they win, I'm still in.
Okay. What's next? Out of the Midwest Regional, you've got Wichita State, the Shockers, and Notre Dame. Who you like there? Wichita State or Notre Dame?
That's one. I've got. Hang on here a second. I got Notre Dame. Wichita State. I had Wichita. Okay. Yeah, I got Notre Dame in the Final 8. Wichita State, I did not pick. I had Kansas going on. So Notre Dame's got to win that game. Notre Dame's got to win that game.
Now, let me just say right here, when he can't read his own brackets, there's confusion.
I'm looking at the Sweet 16 on my computer screen here, comparing it to my bracket, and I don't like what I see.
No, when there's confusion on reading his bracket, I feel good about my win over here.
Yeah.
All right, so now I'm confused. Did you say Wichita State or Notre Dame? Who'd you take?
I got Notre Dame.
All right, I got Wichita State playing Kentucky in the
Elite 8. Okay, I got Kentucky. I got Notre Dame. I got Wisconsin.
Do you have West Virginia and Kentucky? You got Kentucky?
I got Kentucky.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I got Kentucky, Notre Dame, Wisconsin. I think Arizona's still in it. Are they? No, they're not. Yeah, are they in it still?
Yes, they're in the West Regional.
Yeah. All right. So
I'm getting more confident by the minute. He don't even know who's playing. So.
Well, I tell you what, if the Elite 8 goes the way it should,
yes,
I'll have 6 of the Elite 8.
Yeah. Well, now,
okay.
For as much as I'm crowing over here, I got 12 out of the 16 teams left. You got 10, so it's not like.
But 12 can't go into 8.
No, you're right. So, again, the West Regional, Wisconsin and North Carolina, that should be a dandy, and Arizona and Xavier. And so.
Yeah, I got those games I picked, so I'm even to this point. So.
All right, let's get a pen over. Let's do this real quick. Let's do a geographic pick. I want to check something here. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Got a team from check North Carolina. Get it right down North Carolina. All right, there's an NC team. Louisville is Kentucky. Michigan State is the obvious. Oklahoma is the obvious. UCLA is in California. Gonzaga, I have no clue.
That's in California. That's in Washington.
Washington State. Okay. Duke is in North Carolina. Utah's in Utah. Wichita State is in Kansas. Notre Dame's in Indiana. Kentucky is in Kentucky. West Virginia, obviously, West Virginia. Wisconsin, the obvious. North Carolina, the obvious. Arizona, the obvious. And Xavier is in Ohio. So which state has the most teams? Kentucky has 2, right?
You got Kentucky and Louisville. You also got North Carolina, Duke. So you got two states with 2 teams each. That's it.
There you go. So
yeah.
And I'm not sure why I even did that. I just thought it'd be fun skis to do that. So there you go. Nickname picks. Scoreboard says 34-33 now. My man down at the Cherokee Barbershop, our man Gator, who's open today, open Tuesday through Friday from 8:30 to 5 and Saturday from 8:30 to 1. My man, the Gator man, is down there snipping hair, and he is actually leading both of us.
Yeah, I counted his bracket, and he's got 35 wins.
35 correct picks for the Gator man. We got 30. I've got 33 on the scoreboard. Horse has got 34. Of course, our bet is head-to-head. And I had Gator thrown into the bet. He'd be winning, but he was kind of as Cy Robertson says in Duck Dynasty, he's a side bet, correct?
He's a side bet.
Yeah. What you guys got riding on this?
I'll have to call him. I haven't decided yet.
Yeah, but he's winning. 35.
Yeah, I mean, he's up.
He's up. He's the daddy rabbit.
So if he wins everything, I guess maybe we can say we didn't have a bet. I wouldn't do that to him.
No, you wouldn't. You would go
ahead. It'd be a payday, Mars, candy bar,
something, soda pop, something, Dr. Enough, something. He'll do it. So, anyway, that's where we are on the picking panel. Lady Vols, you missed it earlier, they won. They're moving on to take on the Gonzaga Lady Bulldogs. For a school that size, they're pretty good basketball power on both sides of the aisle for the ladies and the gents, that being Gonzaga. And so the folks will crank back up this weekend and get it down to even slimmer margin to get ready to get in for the national championship. And still think Kentucky – you don't think Kentucky's the team, do you?
Well, I mean, again, Kentucky's biggest enemy is themselves.
Yeah.
And if they don't play up to their potential and start playing more as a team and get that eye of the tiger, somebody could slip in there and take them down.
I'm going to tell you. I'm going to make a prediction. You ready for this one?
Go ahead.
All right. They play West Virginia Thursday. They will maul West Virginia. You wait and see.
And they'll be overconfident. They'll have to play Notre Dame, and Notre Dame will take them down.
Nah, Wichita State will beat Notre Dame. I got the Shockers and Kentucky in the Midwest Regional Championship. I'm telling you, it's time for a blowout. They've had a couple of – well, the first game they played wasn't much when they played Hampton. But Cincinnati, So who was the other team they played? Kentucky. They played somebody else. I can't keep up with all these guys.
Well,
they beat Cincinnati.
Hampton. They had Hampton, and then they beat Cincinnati.
Cincinnati, okay. So they're coming up with their third game. They will club West Virginia like a seal in the ocean. You wait and see.
They haven't played anybody yet, though. That's just it.
Who, West Virginia?
No, Kentucky.
Oh, it won't matter. This will be the blowout game. And then they got Wichita State for the regional regional championship. So anyway, that's what's going on. What we're getting ready to do, again, the Gator Man cutting in the hair, get that old-fashioned cut. It's free, cost you $11. Get to keep the cup. Or actually, the haircut is free. The cup will cost you $11. You get to keep the cup. When are you due back down for a little?
I may wait and go in first the next week.
I mean, it hasn't grown any, but I mean it's it is.
Oh,
so
okay. Yeah,
it's your head. Do what you want.
It looks paler when I come out of there. When it gets dark, I cut it.
Yeah. Now there was a time you had long hair, right?
Well,
back in the day
when I was in high school, man, I had thick black hair.
Yeah, chick magnet, those flowing locks, and so now
Now I've got my dad's curse, and I don't have any hair, my receding hairline, and so I just cut it off.
You got the curly, what's his name? Three Stooges. Curly. No, what was his last name? Why do I do this?
Curly Joe.
Curly Joe. I want to say O'Neal. That's not it.
Yeah,
but
whatever.
Anyway, he's got his curly cut going on, and we're getting ready to get on out of here. Been a fun show. Thanks again to Richard Isaacs on the quiz show. Guess what I learned today? Davy Crockett was born in Tennessee. God, how did I miss that one? That was terrible. Also, Steve McCauley and Larry Bible from the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, Daniel Manget from Milligan College, and Josh Kite, again from the athletic director from Crockett High School, our guest today. Again, tell them tonight how they can, again, register to win these tickets for the race, and also how they can watch or hear the show tonight.
Okay, if you want to go to register for the tickets, what you need to do is you need to go to the Tom Taylor Sports Show at gmail.com and send us an email with your name, address, and some contact information and a little tidbit of why you want the tickets. And we'll put your name in the hopper, and hopefully we'll be drawing some more winners here shortly. And you'll be going to see the Drive to Stop Diabetes 300 and the Pit Light 25 on April 18th.
There you go. Pit Light 125. Can-Am Pro Series, Pit Light 125. So it's a double dip coming up on the 18th of April. We are out of time. Roll that music. And thanks again to Bracken Asphalt Maintenance, Wells Fargo Financial Network, Bays Mountain Park, Bristol Motor Speedway, Max Medicine Mart, Cherokee Barbershop, Larry Kaiser, Nationwide Insurance, Book Lovers Warehouse, Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, and by Bristol Motor Speedway and American Import and Auto Repair. Out of time, we sincerely thank you for yours. For Horace, this is Tom Taylor. See you tomorrow. And always remember, win or lose, be a good sport. So long, everybody.